I'm Pern.
And I'm Dave.
Welcome to the show, where we talk about everything from movies, music, sports, and TV.
And stories from the rest of our lives.
Things we don't talk about are politics and religion.
And this is how we all stay friends.
Okay, let's talk. So we have an action-packed episode this week.
Definitely.
We've got plenty. Oh my God, so much stuff to talk about. And the Stanley Cup is on right now.
It's happening now.
So it's at the first intermission. So we're going to record this in about 18 minutes. And then so we can get back to the game. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah, you're getting a short one this time.
Yeah.
And it's a Monday because you're picking up the wife.
My wife went to England and saw Taylor Swift over the weekend and sent videos. And I'm not even a Taylor Swift fan. And I was like in chills. I was just like, oh my gosh. Because she was like down on the field. She was close to the stage. Right. She wasn't like up in the nosebleeds. She was like close enough to where like you can see her and see her dancers and the band. And like it was just like experiencing it. And yeah, I was just so happy that she got to have that experience and go see her on tour and see Taylor Swift and all. She was super happy. That makes me happy. I was like, that's awesome.
Was she at the showing where Kelsey showed up?
Kelsey was at all three shows.
But was he on
Travis
stage on all three?
No, that was the third night.
Right.
She went to the second night on Saturday night.
Okay.
And the set on Saturday night showed some of the VIPs. Tom Cruise was there.
Wow.
And he was in the box with Travis and Jason Kelsey.
Yeah, they showed him dancing and everything.
But then like night 3 was when Travis Kelsey went up on stage and did you see the bit of that? When
I
he
did
Okay,
because they showed it on the Today Show.
And yeah, so he goes up and Paul McCartney was at the show.
Yes.
The third show.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, it's just been a star-studded, like, and Prince William was at the first night with, just all these people going up to see Taylor Swift. So my wife was at night 2 on Saturday and she loved it. And
good.
I was like so happy that she did that and took that adventure with her sister and, they went and saw Taylor Swift.
That's
so
cool.
you had an adventure going into DC today?
So the kids were headed down to Raleigh to visit a friend down there, and they were going to take the train. Now, I don't know if you've driven. Have you ridden on the train, like a train destination?
Not in years. I mean, I took the train to New York years ago from Union Station in DC.
Yeah,
but I haven't.
I haven't
either.
In a while. So I don't know exactly what the experience is, and I've only flown, so I only know about airports and stuff. So the train station is definitely different.
I've only flown. I've never had to rail it. Yes. Oh my God! God forbid I ever get on a bus. As far as experience, I wouldn't mind experiencing it, but I mean, my problem is that station is the worst to get into. It's buried in the dead center of DC. But you just go to the Capitol and then go up E Street or whatever, or 5th Street or something like that. And
Well, my problem was I was driving and I guess I had gotten distracted and I missed our exit 6, which is the Capitol. It's the tunnel. Capitol Tunnel.
Sure.
I don't know. It's whatever. And you get underneath and you go over to
off of 395.
Yeah, exit 9 or 10. Yeah,
off
of 6.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's right before Nationals Park exit. But it turned out the next one was the National Park exit. So we got onto that. You turned around, came back, got back on, and then we were ready. We were going. I was fine, no problem. We get up to the station. And they're doing construction. So the place, the kissing boot or whatever, where I got to drop them off at.
Where you can just pull up, let them jump out and go. Yeah.
Which is what I'm used to because it's, automatic. It was closed off because they were doing construction. So I was like,
because they're always
bless it to hell. So it totally threw me off my game and I'm totally lost. And I got up into the parking area. There was a whole fiasco with the parking attendant on the phone call.
So you called the parking attendant.
I wanted to know where the hell I was supposed to take them, and I wasn't going to take a ticket and pay $11
just to drop them off.
Yes, because it said 0 to 1 hour was $11.
What?
Which meant if you take that ticket, you're paying $11.
And normally, if you're in and out in less than 10 minutes,
you would think,
it's
but
free.
That was not
like
what
at the
it
airport.
said.
That's what it is. At the airport, like if you're in and out, you can go and do that. But
because
if you're
they
out
understand
within
that
10
that's
minutes,
what you're doing. Right.
Yeah.
But this one, no. It was said 0 to 1 hour was $11.
$11.
So if you were within that 5 seconds that you were taking to drop them
ridiculous.
Off, which was basically driving them over to the entrance and spitting them out and then driving off. You paid $11.
So did you have to pay the $11?
No, I backed out of the damn thing, the attended area, and cussing the whole way, and then drove down a ramp I guess. And I
wrong
said,
direction.
Yeah, no, it was. There was a two. It was a two-way. It
Oh,
was
okay.
one way.
I gotcha.
And I drove
it's like the
down.
entrance exit.
Yeah. So I got in, and then I stopped at the bottom of the ramp, and there was a guy standing there, and I said, "Where the hell am I supposed to take them to drop them off?" "Oh, you got to go all the way back around to the front." And I go, "That's insane. There's an entrance right there. Can they just walk straight across?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, they can do that."
Yeah, sure. Get out.
So I booted them out, said goodbye.
Get the hell out of the car.
Texted them, let them
See
know
you on Monday.
that I was headed out. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, exactly.
Or next Monday.
Friday.
Or Friday.
On
Yeah, see you on Friday.
So it's a Friday afternoon pickup. So this should be fun.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Because
what time are they coming in?
3-ish, I think.
Oh, you're going to have the
timing.
nightmare coming out of the city.
Perfect timing, right?
Oh.
Yeah, I might just want to hang out in town until 7 or 8.
Oh, geez.
They're going to want to be home. So we'll figure it out, I guess. But yeah. But I got lost getting out of DC too. So I'm wondering if I have to turn in my driving downtown.
We've lived here all of our lives, Dave. How did you get lost coming out of the city?
And I had a phone telling me where the turns were, and I still
you're at Waze on, or you're
I had my little Google map thing shouting at me while I was driving, because at that point I was like, okay, I'm kind of turned around because I was used to staying on H Street and coming out a specific way.
If you'd printed out the MapQuest directions,
is that what I
needed? You wouldn't have
needed?
had that problem, because you would have been reading and driving at the same time.
But as soon as you take the wrong turn, yes, your MapQuest isn't going to update automatically on a paper. So yeah, there was all of that. But yeah, so I think I need to turn in my driving downtown card because.
Well, unless you're taking me to a hockey game, well, then you're driving my car.
But you're navigating. I didn't have a navigator. This was just me. So it was even harder.
When we go into the Caps games, you know where to go now. For the most part.
Yeah, for the most part.
There might be one or two. Right? Well, actually, our parking garage changes every year, so that's the
But it's
only
in
difference.
that general vicinity, and you kind of get me my left turn, and then I just get there. Yeah, and then there's always the directions to Mario's or Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, from there, like the fastest way to get Krispy Kreme.
Well, the Krispy Kreme is always DuPont Circle, and then that circle right in front of is always a fiasco. Because
I know,
we
always get the red light, and then we always have to sit and wait and
there
wait.
There was a cop that had someone pulled over the last time, and we had to go around the circle twice.
Just snuck in time.
Yes. Oh, Big Ben.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so I do have some license plates.
Oh yeah, and I had one of my own.
Right.
So
okay,
so
what was yours? No. Start with yours then.
Mine is not so much that we have to decipher it. I'm trying to figure out the meaning on it.
Oh,
it was 5 EX 1000. So sex 1000. Because the 5 is an S.
5 was an
right?
S.
So SEX 1000. And I was like, I can't really figure it out.
Maybe that's the number of times they've had sex.
Is it? But then what kind of pull is that?
And would you really be even, like,
it made no sense to me. I'm like, why would that even be a thing?
Slut, was it a man slut? Or man whore?
Maybe it was, mine was more of, I just wanted to put sex on my license plate. It's kind of like, that's my pull.
And then 1000, and then people
get that
think
through DMV. I don't know.
Wow.
I had no clue what it was about. I was like, what is that even? I don't know.
Okay, so I have a couple. One of them, I was trying to think if one of them was even close to that. No, not this week. Mine were actually cleaner ones this week.
Oh, perfect.
The worst one that I can't believe got through DMV. We saw this one yesterday, and it was a red pickup truck, and it had the Washington Capitals license plate with a little eagle on it.
Okay.
And it was PENSUK. Pins suck.
Oh, perfect.
And I'm like, okay, because it's the natural rivalry between the Caps and the Pins. And it was like a Pins suck. But like, you still get suck on your license plate. I just think that would be something that they would censor or not put through.
Maybe they've given up and don't care anymore, because it doesn't seem like there's any discernation.
Okay, and so the other ones I saw were just, okay, that's a clever, what it is, type of thing. And so this one was MKNMUZK, making music.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So that's a good one.
Yeah.
Good one. Fair enough.
Right.
Okay. This one I wasn't sure about. It was LEAFWND. Leaf wind? Like a leaf in the wind? Or I don't.
WIN or
WND.
ND.
So LEAFWND.
Leaf wine.
Leaf wine. Leaf wind. Leaf wind. Leaf.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so I don't know. I kind of started to think I knew where it was going, but then I didn't. So, okay.
Wow.
This one I thought was funny. CHIAMOM. Chia Mom.
Oh, there we go.
Like, does she have like hair like a chia pet or something?
Maybe,
so she was like Chia Mom.
That's pretty good.
I thought that was so. I didn't see the person driving it. It was
Right,
parked
you
in a parking lot. I didn't see if it was
maybe,
a Chia Mom or not.
Could have been.
Then this one made absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. It just seemed like a bunch of random letters. HMXDRK. Himmix jerks? Himmix? I don't know what that is. Himmix Dirk? HMXDRK.
DRK. Like
him
Home X Dark?
Him X Dark? I don't know. Maybe the dark part, but I don't know what the HMX would be. Yeah, again, made no sense. But then, okay, then the last one we saw this one also yesterday on the way home. I was like, oh, that one's cute. Okay, because
right.
Well,
when they make sense, they're cute, right?
Well, of course, they're always so cute, and it's like always on like a little VW bug, and it's like so cute. Oh my god,
I got it.
Oh my god, and I think they're on the way to Taylor Swift concert. Oh my god. APPLPIE. Apple pie.
Oh, apple pie. Yeah.
I was like, oh, apple pie.
Was their car like red or?
No, it was like a little VW bug with like the eyelashes on the headlights.
Oh, was it?
No, I'm just kidding. I forget what kind of car it was, but funny. I was like apple pie. Okay, well that one's when they make sense, I'm like, okay, that's cool. You make sense out of it.
You understand them. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So what was your electric car issue? You said you saw something about electric cars?
I saw a report, and the report was that people are finding that it's very difficult to get out of the electric cars when they lose power.
Oh, like the doors won't open?
The doors won't open. Now, here's the thing. This is what was just totally
trapped in it.
Yes. Now, this is what really made me kind of like, well, wait a minute. Okay. Mm-hmm. They showed, so they had the whole report, and it was like one of those, investigative reporting kind of things where they're going to tell you how to get out of it, but they're going to tell you at the next commercial break kind of scenario.
Oh, and you didn't wait around for the next commercial break?
I did.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Well, yeah, okay. I did, because it was like that, but it wasn't like that. They did it right away.
Okay.
But they're telling, you're going to get out the power, blah, blah, blah. So they had people, calling emergency whatever and having them pulled out of the car, right?
I need help getting out of my
Tesla. With the heat, it's 900 degrees. You get stuck in a car without any air.
I mean,
it
your
really
cookie
does
puss is in the
problem.
backseat melting.
Exactly. You want to make sure, right? So the funniest thing is that they showed how to get out of this car. There's a handle on the door.
Like a release?
like a handle. Like a fucking door handle.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, wait, what?
You mean, because they're just used to the door opening or something for them?
Yes,
oh my God.
Like
and they couldn't
and
just
I was like, wait, you had a car that had a fucking door handle on it. That's what made it so unnerving.
Oh
and so I was just so angry, just
dumbing
like yelling
America,
at the TV. I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh my gosh.
I was just like, God, that's so reliant.
Use the handle.
It's a handle. That's like when we had the windows, and now the sign for rolling down a window,
Right. Oh yeah, because you used to have to crank down the roll down and crank down
because
a window.
It was
and now it's just a
process.
button, and you press a button, and then every car's like that. They have a button window. I don't even know if they make manual crank windows anymore.
But how do you get out of a car if it's underwater now?
So I did see something about that.
Right.
So cars are now designed to float with the rear up, the back up. So the back window is what you're supposed to break out. So when a car if you go into a lake or into something or drive off the road and into water, and your car starts to sink, it's actually designed, for the hood to go down forwards and for the back of it to pop up at an angle.
Okay.
And you're supposed to take your headrest out.
And pop it with the rails.
On the points on the metal of the headrest, you're supposed to go to the back window because that's where the oxygen will still be because the water's going to be filling up. Exactly. And that's where the air bubble will be. And you can actually use the two prong things on the headrest thing to bash out the back window to get out of the car. That's how you're supposed to get out of a car if you're in sinking in water. You're not supposed to try to roll the windows down or force the doors open because it'll never work because the pressure is so great. You're supposed to just remain calm, take off your seatbelt, get the headrest out, go to the back window, and pop the back window out.
That's the part right there. You're in a car and you're sinking. The first thing that has to go through your head is, I got to remain calm. I'm going underwater. This is going to be impossible.
I mean, it's a lake.
But then also figuring out how to, it's only going to be so deep, right? I mean, it's not like it's going to be
I'm not going to panic.
Deep.
I'm going to be like, I got this.
But getting it off of the seat thing? How many times
That's not
have
hard.
people
you
actually
just push in the little side button? Of course, if it's on a Tesla, it'll automatically pop out
it
for
should,
you. But
well,
if the
unless
car's lost power,
right,
then,
it's not going to happen.
Then it won't pop.
Right, you won't pop. You'll need the button.
You have to push the little button in, and it slides right off, and then just climb over the back seat. Unless you're doing carjitsu.
Oh, Jesus, God!
We'll get to carjitsu and sports in a minute.
Stupid.
So yeah, we saw this thing, a video for carjitsu, and it's basically you're just beating the shit out of each other inside of a car, which makes no sense.
Everything.
Oh my God, we'll do more on that. Yeah,
but my problem is
what was it? This is a murder in progress.
This looks like a murder in progress. I was like, wait a minute, they all look like murders in progress because he was using the damn seatbelt to choke the woman out.
Like, what the hell was
wait
that?
A minute.
Oh my God, people, do yourselves a favor. Look up carjitsu.
It was timed, and it was
timed.
Two women.
They had 3 minutes to fight it out inside of a car, and there's actually refs standing outside the car to like referee it.
And you could use whatever's in the car, so you could pull the headrest and beat the woman with the headrest.
Pop her eyes out.
Was like, yes, just beat her in the head with it. If you had the time, because you only had 3 minutes.
Right. You only have a few minutes to do that. Oh my gosh. Carjitsu. I could not believe that.
We had a full packed car segment that time. That was good.
We did. Yeah. That was a good car segment. Oh, man. Okay, are we going to movies and TV?
I think we should. Let's cleanse our palate.
Yes, let's get rid of
and let's go. Let's do some entertainment.
Okay, so first 4 episodes of The Boys.
Yes, I finally did my homework, and I did watch.
Caught up and watched the first 4 episodes. I had watched the first. I finished episode 4 the night before he watched episode 4, and it's funny because Homelander, who's the lead, superhero guy, who's just the dick, and but he's like the Superman, whatever guy. If you haven't watched The Boys, he goes back to this underground facility where basically he was tested and poked and prodded and before he was turned into a superhero by all these scientists and stuff like that. And he comes down the elevator and they're in lockdown because all of a sudden they said someone's coming down to whatever, and everybody was there. And
all the cameras went out.
Right, all the cameras are out. All the security surveillance, and the elevator starts coming down and it opens up and it's Homelander. And he comes walking out with a Carvel ice cream cake box.
It was awesome.
Dave and I both were oh my God, please let that be a cookie puss. Please let it be a cookie puss. Please and it was Fudgy the Whale. And he had home sweet home written on it. He was taking a Fudgy the Whale back to the scientist who basically tortured him and poked him.
Coming home.
So, and he ends up killing them all, basically. Spoiler alert. With his laser eyes. But he at least gave him a Fudgy the Whale first.
Hey, they got a whale. They got the whale.
It was so funny because hey, can we get some plates and forks over here? Everybody grab a slice. Get some Fudgy the Whale. It's So they had the Carvel Fudgy the Whale.
Pretty good call to that.
So with this season, I'm really not liking
your one thing.
My one thing, because we don't talk about politics, we don't talk about religion, is the political stance the show is taking right now. I mean, and it's been verbal in the episodes about the Republicans and the liberals and it's just and all of that. And I'm just not enjoying that they brought the political aspect into the show, or at least giving it the name, because it's already
right.
Yes, exactly. Be more vague about the two sides or something, because we're already in a fake world.
Or why wouldn't it just be super against human? You know what I mean? Super against regular. Because I thought that's where they were kind of trying to go. He was trying to create a super nation instead of it being. Because he's telling his kid about how they were toys, all humans are toys.
Yeah, and that they're so useless.
That's where I thought I would have thought that would have been better, as opposed to it being that type of scenario. But you're right. I mean, it's
and Firecracker,
it's trying to be too much, right?
Yeah, and Firecracker, she's this, Republican gun-toting, whatever. But then she says to one of the other characters away from these other people, she goes, "Well, I'm just trying to give these people what they want." She's playing a role.
Yeah,
she doesn't believe it as much. Well, maybe she does. I don't know. But she's acting out the role as a soup to be this just Republican gun-toting, right?
To Starlight.
Yeah, exactly. And then but I never knew that Starlight was a Democrat. So because she's working with the guy that was the Republican who won again, it gets into all this politics stuff, and I'm just not.
It's too much to read into all that because
exactly
I think they're trying,
because it needs to be just keep it vague. You can make your own conclusions to what's the left wing, right wing, all that stuff, and
it shouldn't have played into that, because they had superhumans on it. Should have been that scenario.
Yeah,
but I kind of have to
so that's bothered me by episode 4. off episode 1, right off the bat, when Marvin, who plays Mother's Milk, Marvin's his name, but his nickname is Mother's Milk.
Right.
He's African-American guy who's awesome. He's a total like ass kicker guy.
Definitely.
And he's on the team that's trying to take down the Soups.
Right. But no powers.
He has no special powers. He's just a total,
and he didn't
he's
take
a badass,
kick-ass,
like he was like ex-military or something like that. So in the first 3 episodes, like, you can tell he's beefed up. He's he's thick. He's got that, and he can kick some ass, and he's, everything. And so in episode 1 of season 4, it starts, and I'm like, did they recast that Marvin and Mother's Milk? Did they recast him?
Is that his brother?
Is that the same guy? And I immediately like pick up my phone, and I'm like looking, and I was not the only person that was asking that question. Like, did they recast this guy? No, it's the same guy, but he had lost quite a bit of weight in his thickness, and he's now clean shaved. He lost his beard. He had always had a beard in the first 3 seasons, and it's just like, he looks so like it looks like they recasted with a different actor.
So between this previous season and this season, was there, how much time was in between? Because usually they can say that it's because there's time in between.
So what I read, it's only supposed to be like 6 months.
Right. I didn't think it was
so in 6 months
crazy.
He lost that much weight, and then I know it was years between shooting them.
True,
but like if it's. It just seemed very weird, and that has thrown me all this season every time I see him, because like the voice is right, but the face
characters change. So I guess that's different. Kind of a thing.
And then people
do change.
Speaking of characters and people changing, so Erin Moriarty, who plays Starlight, so there's been criticism to her that she's had work done. And she's like 31, 32 now, and when she started, she was in her late 20s. And there was somebody who, I forget who it was, somebody made some comment about, that, she's had work done, and like, you can see around her eyes, because her eyes are a little more deep set now. They're more defined. Her chin or her cheekbones are now more defined. It's just like, she's definitely, she's lost a little weight, and now. She's had Botox and things that are just, and she just looks different. And like, they showed a picture of her from season 1, when she was, oh, cute little Starlight, to like now where it's like, oh yeah, she's had like stuff done to like, they said the tip of her nose, she had rhinoplasty, and just like the tip was shaved down or something, and like all kinds of different, and it was just like,
it's a shame that women have to go through
exactly
that kind of
why can't, and I've said this before, why can't celebrities, especially females, just age gracefully? Like, why is there this pressure from Hollywood, from these executives, for them to always stay looking young and fresh and whatever? And I'm just like, if we like the character, and if they're a good actress, they shouldn't have to do that stuff to try to remain.
We have aged characters. It's not like all the women are 20-something throughout every movie.
Absolutely.
Right? Like all the way down the line. So there are characters that play different aged people. I don't know. I do understand that, but there does not have to be that dichotomy between that, because the men's roles were always bad in the 80s, where the older man was always with the younger woman, like overly young, like crazy.
Yeah, like that's just wrong young.
And I tried coming up with all the women's names that I had, the pairs. I had none of them. Cameron Diaz and Tom Cruise were in that movie, Night and Day.
Oh, right. Okay.
That was the one I was trying to come up with. And then
because he's now almost 70 and she's like 50 or something. So there was like almost a 20-year difference still at that time,
right?
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, well, that's fine. But then they were love interests too, which then kind of put it into that.
Gives it an ew factor.
A little bit.
Yeah, an ick factor.
Kind of, right? But then there was, that's the role that they have to play.
But then like Tom Cruise in real life with, what's her name? Katie Holmes.
Holmes.
The age difference on that in real life. And they had a kid together. And, that was.
Scientology for you.
Well, but again, we don't talk religion.
That's true.
We don't talk.
Sorry. But yes, but there's that whole thing. But then the other one was and then I still can't come up with her name. It was Indiana Jones. We're
talking about
Harrison Ford.
But she ended up marrying Steven Spielberg, right?
But that's not the one I was talking about.
Oh,
it was Harrison Ford. It was when it was in a movie.
It wasn't an Indiana Jones movie?
The freaking movie. It wasn't an Indiana Jones movie. It was the one where he was a pilot in the Caribbean, and they were mistaken as or they got attacked by pirates, and she was just riding in the plane with him. And
I swear to God, I do not know what movie you're talking about.
I don't.
I have no idea.
And I brought it up, and I don't even have the answers.
Well, speaking of movies that we do have watched a million times, did you hear that they have greenlit and it's in pre-production for Spaceballs 2?
Oh no!
Yep,
I didn't hear that
Josh
one.
Gad is going to star in it.
Okay.
And
Different characters,
Mel Brooks
please.
is going to be an executive producer who's still alive at,
Yes.
89 or something like that.
He just got the award for the honors.
Right. So Mel Brooks is going to produce it. They've already pegged their director, and they're going to do Spaceballs 2 after 30 plus years, and they're going to do.
I'm hoping the characters are completely different though. Like it's an all like a different cast, kind of, but yes, you know what I mean. Like,
so you still want it to be a Star Wars spoof, but with
but with the updated characters.
Well, yeah, I mean you can't have Pizza the Hut and
right, but I also don't want
John
Lone
Candy's,
Star and I want them to all be kind of. I don't
just
want
new characters, maybe based off of the newer Star Wars characters, like a Mandalorian kind of guy.
Yes, that would be perfect.
And and like having Baby Yoda, or
perfect.
That would be perfect. So we'll see. So that has been in production now. So there will be a Spaceballs 2.
Oh, perfect.
At some point in the hopefully not so far galaxy far away.
Right. Well, I have the new releases for July if you want them.
Oh, hold on. I've got one more. I've got one more TV thing.
Too.
I have a TV thing that I want to talk about. Okay. And I asked Dave ahead of this so he could start thinking about it.
True.
And so again, my wife's been in England this past week, and there's only so much video gaming I can play late at night. So I've been watching a bunch of trash TV, which I have guilty pleasure trash TV that I watch. That's just like, oh my God, why would anybody watch this? But they're popular, and there's certain ones I will watch, certain ones I won't watch. So the new season of Perfect Match on Netflix came out, which is basically all of these TV reality hotties, like, guys and girls that were on these other shows like Too Hot to Handle, or what's the blind match game, one where they like sit in pods, and I don't know, the Perfect Match or something like that. There's all these different Netflix shows and things like that have these there's couples looking for love. They're always looking for love, but they're so incredibly vain, and it's just they can't get over themselves because like, oh, I'm so hot and I'm so good looking and I've slept with 1,000 women.
Obviously,
sex
I can
1,000
get this one if I want them. Yes.
So yeah, exactly.
Sex 1,000. There
Maybe
it is.
that was one of the people.
That's the one. Well, that's why I guess.
So I did finish watching season 2 of whatever the one I just said, the Perfect Match, which had like some Too Hot, because I've watched all the Too Hot to Handles every summer, which the new season Too Hot to Handle comes out in a couple weeks.
Okay.
I've watched, that's I think season 5 or season 6. I've always watched that, but it's like that's the one where they're put into like this little like villa or whatever. It's a house in like paradise, and they're not allowed to have sex. So they think going in, oh, we're gonna score and we're gonna get some, but then they have to not have sex. They're not allowed to, because then they lose their prize money.
Do they not see the show before the show?
Well, that's just it. So
the rules are all there, right?
Season 1 and season 2, they shot it back to back, so nobody really knew about that until season 3. And then even with season 3, they came into it with oh, you're on the show, and it wasn't called Too Hot to Handle. They actually sold it in the very first episode. It was like, okay, you're on this show called so and so, or like something island of love, or
Pleasure Island,
right? And then they get them all in there. They go, oh nope, it's Too Hot to Handle, and they're like, oh fuck, we're not going to be able to sleep with each other. What? What?
Yes, I quit.
We're so hot and sexy, and we can't sleep with each other. Oh my God,
we have to talk. Oh, God.
Yeah, we actually have to like get to know each other.
How is this going to work? How is this going to work?
So that's some of the trash TV. So so Perfect Match, I finished watching season 2 of that, and then Too Hot to Handle comes out in a couple of weeks, and that's another guilty pleasure trash TV thing that I watch.
I get that.
I did also just watch new on Netflix that started this week was the Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders, America's Sweethearts.
Oh, they're going to be on the Today Show.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Yeah, I saw that the advertisement on that.
They've been doing the whole Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders like making the team thing. Yeah. That show's been made for years, and it was on like I think like the Country Music Channel or CMT or something or whatever. And so now it's been brought over to Netflix, and of course done with a bigger budget and all this stuff like that. And I watched it because I'm a Cowboys fan.
Okay,
and so
then about the cheerleaders,
right? And know about the cheerleaders because obviously the history of the cheerleaders. And they talk about the whole, going back to the 70s and the turnaround of the franchise, and yes, and turning the Cowboys cheerleaders into all this
a product. Yeah, exactly
into a product.
Not a product, so a commodity.
And I'm watching this,
get the money for it,
and I feel so bad for these women that like these women, they are like, I want to be a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader so bad, blah blah blah, and all this, and And the physical toll of the stuff that they have to go through, like they're literally doing damage to their bodies. Like, in their one big, performance thing that they do at the start of every game, they end with like, the jump into the splits down on the ground thing, the jump splits.
Yeah. And then fall.
And the two women that are the ones that pick the team and run the whole thing, like, oh my God, the fans just love it when they do that. Ugh. And they're talking to these girls and these women, and they're just like, one of them, she's now retired because after 5 years, you have to retire. After 5 years, you have to retire, and you can't do it once you've hit 25 because you're too old.
Oh my god!
And so all these women are like, from 19 to 24 or 25 is their last season,
right?
But they can only do it for 5 seasons, then they're forced to retire. This one girl who had just retired after last season, her sister is now trying out for the new team, and her sister makes the team. Blah blah. And they live together in Dallas, stuff like that. But the older sister, she's had to have hip surgery. Oof. She's 26. She's had hip surgery and ankle surgery because of all of the damage that was done from all of the routines and all of the physical
landing on a AstroTurf.
Doing the splits, jumping up in the air and landing in the splits on the AstroTurf. And it's just like, oh, but the fans just love it. I'm like, oh my God, they don't have to do that. Really, you don't have to. If you're injuring and hurting yourself, stop, please. I don't need to see that.
It's like repetitive 5 foot drop, right? I mean,
oh my gosh, and they have to practice it and practice it and practice it and practice it, and it's just
10 feet high, but it's enough to drop.
And they talk about how everything has to be perfect and in sync and all this. They have, if one girl's not doing, I'm just like, wow, the pressure for the perfection. It's just like these two, and the two women who run it are all they are retired obviously years ago, like from the 70s and 80s Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders who run it, and they are so like, I just don't seem like pleasant people to be around. Mm-hmm. Like I hate to say it, but they seem like bitches. They just like, and they're like
perfectionists to a point of
and they are
beauty,
perfectionists,
right?
but it's so like, they'll cut you from the team. They don't care. It's like, whatever. And they're not going to lose any sleep over it. And it's like, whatever. Okay. Yeah. Next girl.
They have a waiting list, right? It's not like they
have like 200 women that try out every year.
So you're going to have an alternate. My thing is though, Texas though is wrapped around that with the beauty pageants.
Exactly.
Right?
And the
because
whole pageant stuff. Right. And I cannot, in 2024, I just cannot wrap my brain. Maybe I don't know.
I think it's location because we're up here, and it's not like that's a whole scene down there.
Yeah,
right? Because the whole football scene too is it the Friday Night Lights scenario where it's just
and the whole the high school football stuff,
and it's like, okay, well, yeah, or even just any sport, because you can say that about basketball or football or hockey, any of the big sports where someone has to put in that type of scenario into a season and then turn around, and then the other 9 months they have to work on that whole thing. It's a lifetime of
and all these women, they work real 9-to-5 jobs and stuff, and they get paid peanuts to be a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. And and a lot of them, like, they'll tell like, most of them just graduated from college and have, business degrees and this and that. Right. And like, they're smart women. There's one of them, like, they're like, oh yeah, she could probably do your taxes for you, 'cause she's a smart whip. And I'm like,
she can get it out.
I'm like, I watched it just feeling bad for the conditions that they're put in. And like, I just felt, I don't know. I was not, it definitely changed my view on the whole like cheerleader thing, and was just like, oh my gosh, why? Okay.
Like, so compare it to your Unlocked show. Is it about the same type of unnerving, of the characters?
Because with Unlocked, I mean, these, like I said, these are criminals that are now felons. They've been found guilty. Right. They're like, don't try to make me it heartwarming and feel bad.
Like the same type of. Yeah, but that same type of feeling, right? Because it was like, can I still keep watching this? Because this is such.
Well, and some of the women on this, I felt bad for the one that had to have the hip surgeries and I understand that. I mean, yes, they did it to themselves, and this is what they want to do. Mm-hmm. Like, nobody said, hey, you need to go try out, because it's super hard to make the team, and you have to be the best at dance and all this stuff. Right.
And they talk about how in the
70s, and they talk about how in the 70s, like, the cheerleaders were just like, oh, if you were pretty and fit in the outfit, you go out there and you just shake your booty. There was really no dance involved. It was just like, yeah, you go out and you're a cheerleader. And like now you have to have like, years of background in dance and been doing it since you were like 5 years old and a performer and all. There's this just whole level to it. And like just the fact that they don't pay them like hardly anything for this and all the shit that they have to go through. I was just like,
well, they get to see a game, right?
Well, they don't know because they're not watching the game. They're looking at the crowd.
I know, but I'm just saying. It's
yes,
like,
they're there. They're at the game, but they don't like sit and watch the game.
Right, exactly. They're on the calendar.
Yeah, and they get calendars and all that. I
understand. And for 5 years, it's kind of like being in a fraternity almost.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and they are a sisterhood, absolutely, because they talk about how like these are relationships because they talk about like
past the 5 years.
These women need to get along. There can't be any of the catty bitchy shit going on in the background. Like they all do really care for each other and they support each other and like they are a sisterhood.
Right.
And there is that, yeah.
Well, the leads are going to kick them out if they cause any kind of problems.
If they cause a problem, they'll cut them. Yeah, it's like
they got people waiting.
Don't
they got those personalities. Yeah, you're not above any of that.
Anyway, that was the last of my trash TV. So
nice.
So I've been.
I don't have
been
anything
doing
except
trash
anime.
TV.
I just watch anime. Mine are anime.
Hold on. Oh, and Big Brother's coming up, which is also another summer guilty pleasure.
Oh, you do watch that?
Oh my God, I love it. I'm going to make you watch Big Brother, and we're going to do episodes and talk about Big Brother.
I don't think I can do that. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm going to make you watch Big Brother.
I can't watch the shows that people just act stupid. Like,
well, so with Big Brother and shows like Survivor and all that stuff, years ago, I saw a thing about how like they cast those shows, and they take people that are either really, really freaking smart or really, really freaking dumb. Okay. They don't just take middle of the road, average intelligent. Like you have to be a complete fucking idiot or like a freaking brain surgeon to be on those shows. Okay. And that's the cast because they want that conflict and that extreme from one side to the other. They don't want a middle of the road, normal, just average person.
Right.
They want somebody who's, a little kooky, little crazy. They want somebody who's, little too serious. They want to create that conflict in the show.
I think I watched one season of Survivor or two, maybe that I actually could like go from one into the other. But I haven't watched Survivor in years. Really get into it.
But Big Brother, I do watch every summer still. I love Big Brother. Right. I've watched this in season 1. It's like they're in season like 24 or 23 now or something. And I've watched it every season since season 1. When I was much younger.
But it's that guilty pleasure you get to watch.
It is. Trash TV.
Yeah.
That's my summer trash
TV. I watch
TV.
stupid anime. So.
Oh, so your trash TV is, oh, right. So that's the question. What's
trash
yours?
TV, but it's more, it's just anime. Some of the anime ones that I watch are they're the scenarios where someone gets killed in our world and gets reincarnated into another world and becomes a hero. It's kind of a scenario that they play out in anime. But I am watching some of the superhero ones. There's My Hero Academia. That's one of the ones that I watch that we've watched religiously with the kids. I do.
His grown adult kids.
My 26-year-old. Yeah. I don't know if I'd call that guilty pleasure.
Yeah, I don't really think that's trash
anime.
TV. I mean, anime
I don't think that
definitely
is
an art form.
Well, there is, and then there's a whole story to it. I'd have to get back to you on that one.
Okay,
I don't think I have trash TV that I watch like that.
So movie releases. You said you had the July.
We had the
coming
June
up on July.
Last
we're
one,
so close.
Our July, we're going into the 4th of July weekend, which has always been a big week to release movies.
Absolutely.
Right? They're trying to get everybody into the theater.
ID4, baby.
You got to get everybody into the seats, right? The butts in seats.
Because obviously Memorial Day weekend didn't work for them.
Right.
So.
Well, that's that's just, I don't know. I don't think they were working it enough.
Maybe.
So we got July 3rd, Despicable Me 4.
Okay.
For the kiddies, right?
Of course.
Because
Inside Out 2 just crushed it. So
I think, you know, right? So they're ready for the next one.
Yep.
And then you got Beverly Hills Cop Axel F, which
that's
is
on Netflix.
The one I was telling you
that's going to be on the 3rd on Netflix. I've already got it saved.
You've got that one?
Oh my gosh. I am so excited to see Axel F.
Do you think Belgi's character is going to be in it again? Or is that...
Who? Which one?
You know, the one that... Axel, you know that...
a cup of espresso with the lemon twist and make it over here. It's very good.
There we go. There we go.
Smell.
That one, right?
Foley is here to see you.
You think he's gonna? They're probably gonna work him all in, right?
They did the premiere already in Hollywood this past week, and he was in the picture with Judge Reinhold and Taggart,
of course.
And
so all the characters are in it, right? Right.
Yeah, I think for the most part. Well, I don't know if Ginny's back.
Oh, true.
Yeah, his friend. I don't know if she's back. She wasn't in the picture, but it was definitely the guys that were. Yeah, and what's his name? Pinchin Burnett. What is his name?
I think you're right. I think that's right.
I want to say Bronson Pinochet or Pinochet, whatever. Yeah. Oh my God, I've got his name so wrong. And he used to be he used to be Balky on
that's the only way. Perfect Strangers.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I remember. I mean, I do remember him in other stuff, but yeah.
So he is supposed to be back, I believe, as well.
Okay,
in that, and I'm looking forward to it because Beverly Hills Cop 3 was shit. That movie was so fucking bad. They should have never made it.
No,
I mean,
not at all.
Cop 1, classic. Cop 2. Okay, it was a sequel. It was good. It was fun.
And
we're back at it.
Though, too, right?
Yeah,
the storyline was actually okay.
Absolutely. But then Cop 3 was shit.
That was just money.
That was trash. Well, and did you know that they were actually going, and this happened right before COVID, it had been greenlit. They were going to do a TV show. And Eddie Murphy was going to do it. It was going to be an Axel Foley, like Beverly Hills Cop TV show.
Oh, well.
And it was going to be like on like CBS or something like that. And then COVID happened and then the whole thing got scrapped. And so, and now the movie's done and they've done the movie for Netflix and I'm July 3rd. It's on my calendar and I'm ready to watch it that night.
So I could see that being like how they have the Jack Ryan on Prime, I could see it being something like that, where it's like, it's an 8 episode buildup of an entire story, as opposed to it being one episode, like a Magnum PI 1 episode crime thing. It's not going to be like
we
that.
have to solve the crime by the end of the episode.
You got to hurry.
43 minutes.
It's 45 minutes. They got to wrap it up. We got to know the killer now. It's the last break. Yeah. That's how it always worked.
Okay, so what else is coming out?
So a weird one on July 4th, which I'd never heard of before. I don't know if you have. Space Cadet is this one? Okay. I only threw it out here because this is the description. It follows a Florida party girl. Emma Roberts is playing the main character, who turns out to be the only hope for NASA's space program after a fluke puts her in training with other candidates who have been in the better resumes but don't have the smarts, heart, or moxie.
That's the fake one.
No,
Axel F is real.
Right?
That's
like,
the fake one.
I could have made that one up.
That's like two fakes, one real.
These are all real movies. And I only grabbed that one because I was like, the cast is like an actual cast. And I think, because there were a lot.
Is that on
movies.
Netflix also?
I don't think so.
I saw that. I think I did see that somewhere because I thought the same thing when you.
Okay, that might have been that.
Okay, so what's the next one?
Okay, so then you got July 9th is Civil War coming out. That's
I thought that already came out.
No, I think, no, it says July 9th.
I thought that came out like back in March or something.
Oh, I don't think so.
Are you sure?
Oh,
okay, we'll check on that one. Okay, keep going.
July 12th is Fly Me to the Moon, which is the where they shoot a video of them landing on the moon.
Oh,
so
the fake lunar landing?
So they have the footage. Because they didn't know if they were actually going to reach the moon. It was kind of like
in case they didn't, they could still show footage.
Yeah.
So
which is,
we made it. We did
this
it.
is basically a conspiracy theory inside of a real movie kind of a thing.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
So,
okay.
and then another one, which I thought was kind of a little weird, and I do not know where this came from. July 15th, Lassie, the New Adventure.
Yay.
Because we need a Lassie movie.
We haven't had a Lassie movie in
haven't had a
10
Lassie
or 15
movie in
years.
quite a while.
I think it's time to bring Lassie back. Yes.
Yes.
Bring
why not?
Shelty's back.
Yeah, right. I don't think it's the original though. So just to let you know. And then this next one you mentioned earlier, Twisters on July 19th.
Oh, right. Twisters. Yeah.
That's
the sequel.
Because we need two twists. We need more Twisters, not just one. This has got to be two.
Hide! Run!
And then the big one, the big superhero one is July 26th, Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yes, Deadpool, Wolverine. That should be fun.
Because I think it's going to be, it's the callback.
It's all going to be the same thing, but
everything. So we'll see how
it's going to be the same thing. But it'll be fun because it's always fun, and Ryan Reynolds is always funny, and except when he's the Green Lantern.
And they actually, do go into the story better. So.
Yeah. So, okay, I'm looking forward to that. So that's the July releases?
Yep. Yes, it is. And that's all of them.
This was something weird that the other night I had the thought of, and it was actually when I was watching The Boys, so I'm going to jump back to The Boys for a second.
Okay.
So they were in Homelander's, suite or whatever, his little apartment thing, whatever, and he had all these books on the wall, and I was just like, whatever happened to encyclopedias?
Okay.
Do they still make
Britannica?
Well, exactly, right? So I looked it up, and Encyclopedia Britannica is actually dead. They stopped the last version that I think came out was 2014.
Oh, wow.
And you can still purchase that version of it, that volume or whatever.
A little bit out of date, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a little out of date now because it's 10 years old, but you can still buy it.
Presidents.
But World Book still makes encyclopedias every year.
Really?
And you can get the World Book encyclopedias. I'm like,
is it one book or a whole set of them?
It's just like the old encyclopedias where like you have an A volume and a B volume.
Do you know
and
I had
a D
set of encyclopedias.
When I was a kid, we had encyclopedias too, because the door-to-door encyclopedia guy sold my mom and dad on. No, well, yeah, obviously they didn't update.
And now, but I just books that time in that moment in time.
How much do you think a set of World Book encyclopedias goes for on Amazon?
So we're talking 20 some books, right? Because they had one for each alphabet,
every letter of the alphabet.
Yeah, so it's 26 one. Plus they also had an appendix and an index and all those stuff. So
right.
I'd say about 25, 28 books. It's $500.
$1,100 for the full set of World Book encyclopedias.
For print.
Print, yes. Hardbound covers, everything. This year's version of it is $1,100 on Amazon.
But, I don't see how that's cost effective when everything is on the internet.
You have a phone. I'll spend the $1,100 on my new iPhone.
That's true.
And not I showed Dave this video. I saw this on Instagram the other day. It was the old Radio Shack commercial from the early 80s when it was the first cell phone, where it was like you carried like this little bag around.
It was a box.
And it was a box, and then you picked up the receiver from it, and then you could dial and it had like this long antenna on it. The cost of the first like cell phone that you carry around this bag was $799. And I remember balking at that, going, "Oh my God, $800 for a phone? Who would ever pay that?"
Why would
and then I
need
point
that?
at my iPhone. I'm like, "But we pay like $1,000 for an iPhone or for a Samsung Galaxy now. Like
my
it's nothing."
argument was that it
like
did a lot more, but I mean, yeah, if we were just staying with the phones being phones, and our cell phones were just cell phones and didn't have apps on them.
But the technology back in the 80s, the fact that you could roam around and walk around with a phone.
A box. It was a whole box.
And it was $800.
It was a lunchbox, basically.
And you still had to pay for the service, as you do today.
$7.99 was just the price of the box.
You still had to pick your provider to who you wanted. And then you were charged like $1.37 a minute, like when you talked also and stuff like that on top of, per call. And it was just like, it was crazy. So we saw, and I was just, but it's funny looking back at that. Like, remember being,
and now we don't
10,
even
11,
talk.
12
it's
years old.
Oh, no,
it's all texting. Anymore. We don't even talk on the phone anymore.
There's no reason to call. I can just text you and get the same kind of input.
Yeah. I mean, there's been times when I've been texting. I'm like, let me just call you because it's going to be so much easier to say it than type all of this out.
I love typing, so I don't care.
Yeah.
Some of mine are like, I'll text a little bit and then I'll hit enter and then I'll type a little more and then I'll hit enter. And my texts are like 17.
He does. It's like, it's as whenever the period comes on the sentence, that's when he sends. And then he types the next sentence and send. And then the next sentence and send. He doesn't type it all out together in like 4 or 5 sentences. It's like sentence send, sentence send, sentence send.
It's a little more.
Thank God I'm on an iPhone and we have Messenger and it's free. But I was just like, if I was getting charged for text because Dave can't put a full thought together in his head,
it'd
to
be
text
$30 per
Jesus.
thought.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I'd know that you would have it and I would just send pictures.
It's still funny. I thought that years ago when I was like, how you always do that. You send it like that.
Let's just stream a thought right out of my head. It's like this podcast, basically. This is my texting.
It is. It's just, verbal texting.
I'll interrupt your text too. I'll just get in the middle of you typing and I'll just start talking to you and send stuff, right? Well, I'll see the 3 dots. I don't care. I'm just going to I'm going to send because I have to think about it.
Bloop, bloop, bloop. He's sending something. He's sending something.
I think I had something else on that.
Anyway, so the encyclopedia is $1,100. I'm still amazed that, that World Book still makes encyclopedias. Britannica's out of business. They don't do it, but yeah. So you said you had some weird.
Okay, so I went in this week not having anything and went online and just was searching for stuff and found a bunch of things. But one of the things I did find was a website called and they do News of the Weird. And I was just basically I went in and I said I just want some weird news articles that we can talk about online so I can get Pern's hot take.
My hot take.
But these are
News of the Weird. News of the Weird or is it Pern's hot take? This is News of the Weird because we're just going to go over what the articles are because I can't verify whether or not these are true. Okay.
So these are just articles that were printed on a website and just you got to take them at face value.
Was it called Wikipedia? No, just kidding. Okay, go ahead. All right, what do we got?
Okay, so the first one was this is going to go over well because this is our favorite topic. An AI priest was defrocked after claiming he was a real priest and performing sacraments. So the AI,
oh my gosh,
they created this. His priest's name was Father Justin. that they created, and they had people commenting to him and asking him questions, like religious questions, right? And I know we don't go religion, but this isn't a religious thing. It's more about the AI.
Yeah.
And he told one user that they could use Gatorade to baptize their child.
Oh my God.
That was one of the
what
things
flavor?
he came out
or
with.
What color? What color?
Well,
Orange?
I would not use red.
Red? I wouldn't use the red.
That's if you were doing a tribute to Satan. If you use the red Gatorade, I think is what it is.
Blood
yeah, so that was one of them. And I was just like, that's just funny. But he's been defrocked, but he's still, they still have him, but he's not listed as a priest. But he actually came out and said that he was a priest, like ordained in Italy. The AI came out and said
the AI.
The AI came out and made that determination for it. I was like, okay, that's interesting. Right. So there was that one, right? Next one. This is it's a small world moment. The latest plane mishap was an inflatable slide that fell off of a Boeing 767 coming out of New Jersey. That same inflatable raft landed in the ocean, I guess, right in New Jersey. Mm-hmm. It washed ashore in front of the home of the attorney that's filing the lawsuit on the Alaskan Airlines door blowout.
Oh my gosh, that's just coincidence.
Right?
That's coincidence.
That's weird, right?
I mean, you can't say it's ironic because it's not. It's actually coincidence.
It's a small world that it had to happen to the one attorney. So yeah, it washed up on his beachfront home.
Wow,
where he living. Yeah, so that was interesting. It had to happen, right? And this was in my new vacation spots storyline. In Atkins, New Hampshire, a new business has sprung up for the quote unquote little one inside of all of us. Okay. It's a diaper spa. It's a diaper spa. And basically what it is it allows you to live the living the best role playing life. The spa will open to all diaper wearing who seek acceptance, respite, and care.
I don't think I'm following you still. I have to wear a diaper to go to.
Okay, so there's a fetish out there that you dress up as a baby and they take care of you as a baby. Okay. So this is what the diaper wearers are. No, so it's basically So with adult-sized cribs, toys, and nursery, you too can have a $200 per hour play date.
Oh my God!
Or a $1,500 full day experience.
Oh my gosh!
And I don't think I don't think it's like a Homelander's breast milk scenario.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
I think it's more of a one of those. Did you see that he was trying to get that kid to drink milk? And I was like, oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that is. No wonder he doesn't want to drink it. Oh, but yeah, so that was my little ook factor on that one. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So those are my, I'll have more. I definitely will have more of my little weird things. And because I've been on the internet, I was searching for everything. And I also found a bunch of facts about Gen Z.
Okay, cool.
These Gen Zers now are the largest generation that make up 20% of the population. Mm-hmm. And they now have the most buying power, because of their, because of the amount of people they have, were born between 1997 and 2012. So basically facts about the Gen Zs. They're driven by digital. 95% of them own smartphones and 83% of them own laptops. Mm-hmm. Could you say that you were computer driven when you were younger?
Yeah. Like we had the old PC with the big freaking monitor in our house.
Did it do everything for you?
Well, no, not everything, because at that time, you barely, it was dial-up modem,
right? And CDs.
Music and movies was our entertainment. MP3s. It wasn't the internet.
Yeah, we didn't. We couldn't get it off the internet unless we were doing Napster and getting it for free. And
then that got shut down quick. So
right, so there wasn't that. So then they're also now nostalgic for the 2000s. They're bringing back trends like flip phones, low-rise jeans, and wired headphones.
Okay.
So instead of the ear pods and everything, they're now moving towards more of a headphone set.
Okay.
That's interesting. Okay. They distrust the government and organizations. 7 out of 10 believe that the government should do more. Okay. That's just whatever.
Do more.
I'm
just
not exactly.
More.
That's
we
what
don't know
the article said. I have no idea. That's their thought when they interviewed these people. That's what they got from them. 7 out of 10.
And do they know where the nation's capital is?
So that's another thing too, right? So there is a bit of a learning curve with all of that, but they're embracing diversity and social justice. Their emerging buying power that I mentioned before, the global purchase power is at $400 billion worldwide.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So that's because 27% of the population is a Gen Z.
Yeah.
So they'll hold the money, and They're now also influencing the workplace. The work-life balance benefits, health, lifestyle, and side hustles are all associated with being a Gen Zer.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're seeing that rising mental health concerns. Also, reports say that more than half experience stress and anxiety most, if not all of the time. So their excessive use of technology, feelings of isolation, and lack of support, mass shootings, and violence have caused this turn in their mental health.
Oh,
so it's causing a mental health turn where they can cope with those things.
I gotcha.
Of course, we bring it on because we're the older.
Yeah, because we're old,
our older
curmudgeon-y.
Yeah, we're the ones who are like, yeah.
You just suck it up and deal with it, Buttercup.
Get with it. What the hell? We didn't have to deal with that.
Yeah, suck it up, Buttercup.
So, yeah, the Gen Zs.
You see?
So that's the Gen Zs. We'll do the next generation.
Okay, we'll do this
after later. So,
gotcha. So we're gonna do a real quick taste test.
Oh yeah, you already sent me the pictures.
I did. I found the summer Mountain Dew flavors that have come out. I was actually in the store with my kids last week, and they had them in like the 12 packs. And I'm like, I'm not buying a 12 pack can thing of all these flavors that we have no idea what they taste like. So I'm like, I'm going to try to find them like, at a Sheetz or a gas station, which I did. I found, all 3 flavors at the Sheetz.
Right.
I had the taste test with my kids yesterday, and I videoed it, and we're going to put that up as a bonus feature on YouTube after this episode airs next week.
Perfect.
And so by the time you hear this, you can actually go to YouTube and go to our YouTube channel, Pern and Dave, and see my kids doing the taste test review of the 3 Mountain Dew flavors. So I'm going to go grab those out of the fridge real quick, and we'll be right back to do the quick taste test.
Perfect.
Okay, I've got the Mountain Dews out of the fridge now.
So you couldn't wait. You had to turn the TV on and check the score.
I did. I had to turn the TV on to see the Stanley Cup score real quick, and Florida's up 2-1 at the second intermission. So we're like, "Ooh, come on, Florida! Come on,
we got to hurry. We got to get through this.
We got to get through this, so we can get back to see the third period of the game.
We're under time.
The Stanley Cup. This is Game 7. Come on.
It's Game 7, exactly.
So the 3 flavors that they have for the Mountain Dew summer flavors are Freedom Fusion, which is a blast of lemonade and peach flavor with other natural flavors, which all we know is bugs.
Peach.
Peach? You don't like the peach?
I'm not a big fan of fake peach.
Oh my gosh. My wife is not a fan of fake fruit like banana, like the runts, the runt candies, the banana. Oh, she can't stand. Oh my god, don't even get started. Okay, so the second one they have is Star Spangled Splash, which is a blast of red berry flavors with other natural flavors. Bugs, more bugs. We know natural flavors means
just
bugs. Means bugs,
right?
Because by law they have to tell you everything that's in it. So natural flavors,
pureed bugs.
Because bugs get in the system and they just get crushed up in it.
Whatever, it's going to be in there.
The last one, this was the one that worries me the most. And I've tried it because I did the taste test with my kids. Dave hasn't tried it yet. It's Mountain Dew Liberty Chill. It's 50 flavors in one dew.
Oh my God. What color is that one?
Blue. Oh. It is blue.
Not naturally, but it's blue.
I'm going to show you, Dave, after we're done, I'll show you the video of my kids doing it and what I said.
Okay, this is the 3rd week where we've been pumping food coloring into our system. So,
that is true. I mean, so we had the Void, which made my poo black.
Yes, we had the Oreos with the blue coloring in them.
Yeah, the Star Wars
crystals,
right?
The fake crystals.
Yeah, the Kyber crystals.
The fake crystals, which is amazing. And then now we've got red, white, and blue food coloring.
And I'm opening them now while he's talking. So here, listen.
Perfect.
Ready?
So the red, white.
Hold on, ready?
There we go. I was waiting for
that one
it.
was okay.
That was okay, but it was definitely a noise. Yes,
it was a little.
Okay. It was a little worried because it wasn't doing anything. Of that.
And we got the blue one last, which is the Liberty Chill.
The 100 flavors or 50 flavors.
50 flavors in one dew.
You know what that sounds like? That sounds like a melted snow cone to me. That just sounds like all the flavors of the snow cone at the end where you're drinking it out of the paper cup, where all the red, white, red, green, blue, all the colors all ran together. And then you get this hodgepodge of just...
Right, you just ran it off into the...
Yeah, you just drank it. Because you were left with, because you've sucked all the flavor out of the ice.
So I do have to say the Liberty Chill one has the highest calorie count to it also. So there's probably more sugar in that.
Times 50,
well, I mean, it's got 50 different flavors in one dew.
Right. They don't even know what they're putting in it. There's just the runoff.
I'm handing it to you. Okay. So this is the first one. Now I know you don't like peach, so you're probably not going to like it.
Okay. So I say that, but then the weirdest thing is that Sid came home with one of those peach Chick-fil-A shakes.
Oh, yeah.
It tasted like a creamsicle.
Yeah.
It didn't taste
Oh, yeah.
peach.
It didn't taste peachy?
Right.
Okay.
So I was like, that's not really fair.
Okay. We'll go ahead.
You just want to watch the game.
I do. Let's go. Let's get the taste test done.
I'm tasting.
Clown.
I'm tasting.
Come on. Okay. peach and lemonade. Do you taste it?
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So as a flavor, you definitely can taste the fakeness to the flavoring. But as far as lemonade and peach, I have more lemonade than peach.
Okay. Yeah, because it's just a touch
is really
of peach.
bad. That aftertaste is really bad.
But okay, so we'll get to the next one then.
So I'm not a Mountain Dew fan either, so maybe it's just Mountain Dew.
Oh my God, I love Mountain Dew. That's like
as I've seen
my Mountain Dew Zero Sugar is like one of my favorite things ever. Yeah. Okay.
But that's the
now we got Star Spangled Splash.
But that's the regular flavor though, the original.
Yeah, right? The original Mountain Dew flavor.
Different.
Okay, Star Spangled Flash. This is the red one, Star Spangled Splash.
And what flavor is this supposed to be?
It's just red berry, is what it says on the thing.
Okay, that's tolerable.
Okay, I thought it tasted like Mountain Dew Code Red, which has been on the market for years.
I really don't. No,
that's what I
probably
thought
is what it is.
That's what I thought it tasted like.
Why would you recreate something? I mean, well, you're getting the berry flavor, but yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what Code Red is? Is it berry flavor?
It's just it's a red. That's what the Code Red. Yeah.
Yeah. Hard to recreate, right?
Okay. And here's Liberty Chill.
Oh, this is the 100 or 50.
It's blue. 50 flavors, and you've got to tell me as soon as you taste it. I'm going to give you like 5 seconds, and you got to start naming flavors.
Oh, all 50? But
go.
I don't know any of the flavors.
I do. I've got the list, so go.
You have
just go.
Okay,
come on,
go.
drink it. Okay, he's drinking. Give it a second. I'll let you have a couple seconds. What comes to you first?
Oh my Jesus!
Fish sticks, right?
No, is that one of the 50?
No, but that's one I got London to do a spit take on in the video, which you'll see in the bonus footage.
That's good though. It's pretty good. 50. Okay. It almost has a berry flavor too, but like a blueberry.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is what I thought it was because it's blue and just be blueberry.
Blueberry is probably their easiest thing to make it. 50.
I'm
not tasting 50 opposite. Kinds of
specific different flavors all mixed into one.
No, it's just blueberry.
Yeah, I have no idea what the 50 flavors are. I was just messing with you because it's 50 states because it's red, white, and blue. And it's the whole 4th of July holiday summer Mountain Dews. So I was joking. I don't know what the 50 flavors supposedly are mixed in. I'm sure it's on the internet somewhere, and we can look that up.
We may have to.
We might do that for next week.
Yes, and you know what? It'll be too real to fake.
Yeah, exactly.
Is this really a flavor in the 50 flavors?
Right, we can do the
Yes.
So
because fish sticks, that was pretty good.
So I know that was my favorite. So I found this in Walmart yesterday, and I had to buy it. Dave will not taste test this. It's not Mountain Dew.
No, not at all.
It is a Dr. Pepper product, and I love Dr. Pepper.
And see that,
and Dave doesn't really like Dr. Pepper.
Both of these flavors are just
the flavor of this Dr. Pepper, which I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to buy this, and I'm gonna buy the 12 pack because I want to try this. It is Dr. Pepper creamy coconut.
Ugh. It just sounds awful.
I just think I heard all 23 of our listeners moan at the same time with you. So I'm going to try
all of them. Yes.
Dave refused because Dave hates coconut, as we've talked about in previous. Yeah.
Okay. So, if you want to pour me a taste, I'll try it just because.
Okay. Oh, you will.
I'll try it. Okay. Well, hopefully the coconut will mask the Dr. Pepper flavor because I really can't do Dr. Pepper.
Oh my gosh. What's wrong with you? Okay. Here you go.
Dr. Pepper. Okay.
All right. So go ahead.
Okay. Well, you got to try it too.
But then we're just going to have dead air if we both sip it. Okay.
That's true. Oh my God. It is very coconutty. It smells like a tan, like suntan lotion.
Oh. It's almost like Bacardi.
Oh, good God.
It's like if you mix Bacardi into Dr. Pepper.
Oh, my God. That's horrible.
Dave's handing me the cup. He's like, take this away from me now. Take it away from me now. Oh, my God.
Give me some of the 50 flavor back because I got to watch this out of my mouth.
There's your 50 flavors back.
Oh, sweet mother of Christ.
I'm enjoying this, actually, because I love coconut and I love Dr. Pepper.
It just seems so fakey coconut.
But doesn't everything taste fakey coconut?
Okay,
maybe that's one of the 50 flavors.
It could be because I actually still taste the coconut, but you're probably right. Like like the pina colada kind of coconut is just that.
Oh, I enjoy
overly
this.
coconut.
Oh my
flavor.
gosh, I enjoy this. I'm really loving this.
I cannot believe you like that.
I'm just wow. I might have to go back and buy another case of this.
Well, you tried the other one. You said the strawberry whatever. What was that one? Strawberries and cream.
Tastes like. Oh yeah. Dr. Pepper does the strawberries and cream one, which is just really smooth, and it's one of those like you can't drink it every day, but like every once in a while, like this is nice. That's a good kind of. So and this is along that same line. I couldn't drink these every day like multiple times a day, but if I have one every couple days, I would definitely enjoy it.
Right.
So, and it's summer. Have your pina colada.
Just too much coconut.
No. Okay.
Way too much coconut.
Okay. All right. So taste test is done. Let's get to the last thing, which is NHL. So Stanley Cup's going right now, as we were talking about. Second period or second intermission. Florida's up 2-1. Whoever wins tonight wins the Stanley Cup. Woo woo. Some of our other news. One thing we kept forgetting about for the past 2 weeks.
Yes,
is
we
the
talked
Utah
about it, but then didn't actually talk about it.
The Utah NHL team picked its. It narrowed it down to 5 names and then picked one name that they're going to use as a placeholder. So like, when the Washington Redskins went to become just the Washington football team until they decided
the Commandos or Commanders.
The Commandos, exactly. That was the joke. That was the joke. The Commandos, Washington Commandos. So before they actually settled on the Commanders, they were just the Washington football team. So the Utah team, which was the Phoenix Coyotes or the Coyotes that like up and moved to Utah, they are actually going to do the whole season just as the Utah hockey team. Oh, like Utah hockey.
Okay.
And the picture of the jerseys and stuff. I've seen better jerseys on high school teams.
Really?
It is so generically, but like they're like, this is going to be our color scheme.
It's just a U.
Yeah, exactly. You suck.
You.
Yeah. Get that on the license plate. Hold on, I'm trying to find the picture real quick. Oh, did you like that one I sent you about the Captain America with 1 star and that there's not 50 stars on the Captain America?
The Puerto Rico one.
Yeah, so he's really Captain Puerto Rico. He's not Captain America.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, we're so random tonight. We're all over the place.
We're all over the place.
It's because it's Monday. We're not really collected our thoughts to go into a Tuesday.
I told you about Oh, here it is. Okay, here, I'm showing it to you. It's so generic. That is, and it just says Utah across the front.
Like, we didn't know it was going to be Utah.
And it's a black jersey or a white jersey with white and blue trim.
It looks like our old voltage jerseys without the voltage on it.
Well, pretty much close to that.
Right?
Yeah.
With the blue? Is that the blue and the white?
Well, yeah, and it's like a baby blue color, where the voltage blue is like a navy blue.
It was a darker blue, yeah.
So, yeah.
Ugh, that's funny.
So the Utah Hockey Club.
Just the Utahs.
Utah Hockey Club. But the 5 names that they came down to that they decided on were the Yeti, the Outlaws, was it Vipers or something like that? Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, I had the list and now I don't. But that's anyway.
We're going with Dutch.
Oh, and the Utah Hockey Club was one on that last list out of 5. And so there's one other, I just can't remember what it is. But they're still going to probably pick something from that, but their placeholder name will be the Utah Hockey Club.
They're going to be the Dutch ovens in our house.
The Dutch ovens. I agree. That would be hysterical. The Utah Dutch ovens.
The Utah Dutch ovens.
Also, we were talking about Stanley Cup. So tonight in the Calder Cup, which is the minor league basically version of Stanley Cup, the Hershey Bears, which is the Washington Capitals affiliate, is in game 6 of their series. They're up 3-2 in the series. So go Bears. They won it last year. They won the Calder Cup. We're hoping they win it this year. Cool. They're playing the same team they beat last year.
So it's just the same ones keep coming back. Huh?
Well, no, it's the Coachella Valley Firehawks or something like that. And they're the West Coast team that's like, they're really good. And they, so they do that. Okay. Also, the one last thing that I was going to also mention about the Capitals today is they announced their 50th anniversary logo for the jerseys, because it's been 50 years. 1974 was when the Capitals. Yeah.
It seems like forever.
I know. And like, I saw the picture of all the logos throughout the years.
Yes.
And I'm because I'm old, I hate to say it, that I remembered the 20th anniversary one. I was like, oh, I totally remember the 20th anniversary logo. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm really that old, because I've been watching Caps hockey since I was 10.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, yeah, I remember the 20th anniversary one.
Cool.
All right. Well, we're going to get back to the Stanley Cup, and we'll have the winner of that by next week. But you'll already know that if you actually pay any attention to it.
True.
But we'll talk about it anyway, because that's how it is. So,
and shout out to my mom. She
shout out to Nancy
for the
Nancy.
Game.
Dave comes walking in with like this bag of candy, and it's from Nancy, his mom. Love her to death. Love
she
you,
heard
Nancy.
the podcast last time and
that
heard that you
favorites,
liked the 100.
Right. So got me a 100 grand bar, and Dave one of the Snickers bars, and it's like the supersized ones. Like so.
Oh yeah. So which he
tells me,
share.
Yeah, he says, he goes, yeah, my mom says, you can share. I'm like, fuck you, you're not getting in my 100 grand bar. And he's like, yeah, fuck you, you're not getting in my Snickers.
Jesus,
fuck you.
Yeah.
So, but thank you, Nancy. Thank you so much for listening and sending us candy and Cookie Crisp you got me before and all that. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll talk to you next week.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Pern and Dave, Let's Talk is brought to you by, Pern and Dave and Shitty Walk. Can I take your order?
Located at 2778 Mala Vista Drive.
And the good people at Doc Hopper's Frog Legs.
Try our cheese legs, chili legs, and our famous French fried barbecue legs.
Till next time.